so this was already the entrance only for those who directly worked at the Duga Radar. Yeah, so your wife, kids, or some just other guys in the infrastructure of the settlement, but who were not directly working at the Duga Radar, they won't be able to pass these gates. For everybody else who wasn't working here, this thing in general was the center of far radio connection. So you never would openly talk that this is the radar to spot United States missiles. Yeah, just some antenna. And it's a usual thing that you would never tell your wife what you're actually doing at your job, especially if you're working at a secret object, military object. The less they know, the better they sleep.
Yeah. It's... I got to think that like that one guy climbed the top of that thing. I was like, why? Why would you want to do that? Quite a structure. How long is it? Like how long does it go down?
It's 150 meters high and 500 meters long, and after it, right away, there is a high frequency part, because this one is for low frequency. It's 95 meters high to 150 meters long. So together, 750 meter long iron wall in the middle of the forest. And not easy to hide it.
No.
And of course, it was easily visible. We are receiving the signal from the north. Yeah, we don't need anything from the south. That's why these cables on the left, yeah, they are on top of us. They are screening all the signals coming from the south. So we have clean image from the north. We are sending and receiving signal over the North Pole. Another antenna, because there were two of them, was located on the far east of Russia, near Komsomolsk-on-Amur. That antenna was sending and receiving the signal over the Pacific Ocean. So using basically the equator direction, and we were using the pole direction.
Yeah, it's... yeah, you would never get away with building anything like this.
This was the abandoned kids summer camp. On the map, it is shown as the abandoned pioneer camp. So this guy in general with the graffitis, he kind of making fun of the tourism here. You know, that this guy is like looking, it's Pokemon Go, I think. Yeah, he's like looking here, you know, and he's dressed like a kid, you know, and the other guy is a protective suit. But at the same time, I mean, he was going here with a stalker, and stalkers also do the tourism for money. Yeah, they do the illegal tours, and you pay them. So this is the same, but from the other side.
Yeah, they're partially looted and taken down on.
Proper way to cut down something like that is to blow it up, put it on the ground, and then cut it on the ground. But you need some specialists for that. This was usually just done some, guys on a shift, well qualified workers who just doing that for some guy on top. You're in the zone.
Yeah, I would say just blow it up too.
That's
Via
that there are no specialists, and this is only what they did. It's still standing.
There's just a lot of the pieces left over.
Yeah, we're
Everywhere.
going farther. You will
Looks
see
like.
more of them there.
Yeah, it's just a it's just a scrapyard over here. Yeah.
Yeah, we can walk around. There's a cool place behind it. You can see also the other fires everywhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of sand. Yeah, people were usually asking, like, who brought this sand over here? Like, what is it doing? This was probably, to have it nice and flat in front of the antenna, 100%. There were even guys who are telling that the sand was brought here. But this is how it looks in Police. Yeah, these guys are okay. Just trying to reach it. So the complicated thing about this is that you have to make the whole surface of this antenna work as the one. So you have to retune each signal, each piece which comes to your computer eventually to make it transmit the same signal, exactly the same as it receives, and to make it transmit exactly the same, and make it receive it the same with the whole area. So there were like big rooms in the back just with the plates which could actually change the signal. So right now we would do it like a program way, but back then it was still like a piece of the equipment basically, which was programmed to work with a certain type of signal. And also, like, sun starts to heat it heats unevenly, and also like tiny bit difference, with the conduction of the electricity. So it's complicated. And actually, the bigger it is, the better it is. Yeah. So the wider you make it, the higher the higher accuracy you get. So an original idea was to build something even much bigger at Kamchatka. But it was abandoned because it was hard to get a stable amount of electricity to Kamchatka, so it had to be probably all the time on the generators, which is complicated, very expensive. And then the idea about two smaller ones came, and also facing different directions, because there was a fear in the beginning that if the missile would fly directly at the antenna, there might be a long time until it would finally see it, because it's a small surface. So they decided to build two, so you definitely, one of them would see the antenna, the rocket from the side. But in general, yeah, they were not like directly connected. They could work on their own. And you needed, the low frequency, the high frequency, to change the frequency a bit depending on the condition of the ionosphere, because sometimes one frequency would reflect better, sometimes other frequency. And like kilometer behind us, there is another tiny system called krug, the circle, which would have two concentric circles of the receivers and transmitters, sending the signal up, receiving it back, and constantly scanning the ionosphere, understanding which conditions are better for which frequencies, and then this info would go to the transmitter and you slightly change the signal.